Hello everyone, it's Natasha from Treasure Books. In this video we are turning this into this. I'm so excited to share with you all the little details. You're going to see exactly how everything is done, and then you're going to see all the fun stuff that I have happening on in here. Oh my goodness, it's just a whole lot of fun. All right, so let's get started. This is a box from some type of bedding, a single bedding sheet or something like that. And the box isn't in great condition, and it's quite, bendy, and it's not a very good quality box. And I feel like I want to make something really grungy out of this. I have no plan, and so I'm just going to go with the flow and see where it takes me. First thing I'm going to do is cover all of the edges with some masking tape. All right, here we go. So the edges are all covered, and while I was doing the edges, I was thinking I want to make this really grungy because it's not great quality. It's kind of squishy, and I want that to be part of the feature of the journal. And this is also quite large. I don't know if I mentioned, it's larger than a standard size computer paper, copy paper. So it's quite a large journal. I usually like to plan my videos in advance, so this is definitely different. All right, I'm going to use this fabric, even though it could be a little bit larger, but I will accept. I want to cover the spine. I'm going to use my watered down PVA glue, which is just white glue. And I will actually use two glues, but first I'm going to apply this glue and hope that it's not going to seep through my fabric. So I'm just applying a very thin layer. I wouldn't say I'm going for a sloppy look, but I'm not being overly pedantic with anything. I just want to be more free today. I've got to add my second glue. This is an acetone based glue, kind of like Fabri-Tac in the US. I like to use it because it doesn't warp paper, but in this case I want to use it because it's going to grab onto that fabric quickly and keep it in place. I might actually bring it over to the inside. I probably should have left a bit of a longer piece of fabric. Didn't have to cut it this short, but it is what it is. I might be able to keep it in place with some more masking tape. Excellent. All right, now what I'm going to do, I will need to grab some more, but I really want to scrunch up some paper. And I also want to add some inking. Just to grunge it up even more. There we go. I don't really have any real plan, but I'm just gonna glue that straight down. I have no idea where this is taking me. And you know what? Sometimes you just feel like you want to abandon all of your projects and just start something new. And that's what's happening today. I might add a little bit of this glue. Could even go in with some double-sided tape. So I suppose now I need to repeat the process on the back. All right, that's the back done. So what are we going to do now? I feel like I need to cover these edges. So what I'm going to do, my plan is to use music paper to cover all of the edges, but I'm going to do the exact same thing I did here. I'm going to do that on the inside as well. So we'll have the same look all around. But first things first, I'm going to reinforce this spine because it's a little bit flimsy. Well, it's not flimsy, but it's not sturdy. So using cardstock, that's going to be my reinforcement. I'm just going to color this with Sharpie in case if it's visible from the top. Not that it matters because we're making a real grungy type of thing, but still, it's a little detail. Might not even be visible at all. So now we're going to glue this down and reinforce that spine. There we have it. Okay, now I'm going to hide that. I could again use the fabric or I could use masking tape, but I have this beautiful washi tape, so I'm just going to use the washi tape. And it's not really as wide as I need it to be, so I'm going to use two pieces. All right, that's one. Go into the groove. And now the second piece. I might apply some glue this time around to keep this main part of the washi tape in place, because this washi tape is going over the top of this one. And also because I forgot to do it on the previous one. So let's just say that was intentional. Get into the groove. Boy, you've got to prove. Okay, there we go. That's a spine, the inner spine. And now I'm going to do this on here. And here we go. So that's the inside done. I decided to rip the edges here because I'm not sure if I'll be covering that. And now I am going to go in and start covering. So I've covered everything in glue, and now I'm just gonna wrap just like this. And that way I'm covering the outside and the inside. Hopefully, yes. Over here, I'm going to wrap the corners. Okay, here's what we have so far at the front, and now I'm going to repeat this wrapping process on the back as well. And done. So this is at the front of the journal, and this is the inside. I'm okay with the inside, but here at the front I have these straight edges, and I'm not sure if it's coming up. It's messy. There's overlapping paper, and this isn't glued down properly. So I really want to cover that, and now I need to find kind of what's gonna go really well. So this one goes really well, but it's I don't have enough of it. Just pulled out my bag of little things just to kind of work out, you know, it's not bad, it's not great. Something like this would look quite nice, but I don't like this raw edge. I know we're going for grungy, but I really don't like the raw edge. I really like this one, but I don't know, I might go with this one. Problem is that I really don't have anything else unless I use one of my paper ruffles. I want to see how that's gonna look. And then I pulled these buttons out. They were in the same place, and I thought maybe that would be a cool closure. You know what, I really like these two together, so I'm gonna try and work out what I'm gonna do with them. But first thing, actually I was gonna say first thing I'm gonna glue this down, but I'm thinking something a little bit different. All right, so here's my train of thought. I wanted to use an image here, and I'm going to do something with this. I'm not sure what yet. So this is my train of thought. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with this idea, but it's not a bad idea, I suppose. I have these button embellishments. I have a tutorial. I will link it down below, or, you know, up here or whatever. Okay, so I definitely want to use that for a closure, so we'll come back to that. But I was thinking I want to have, or do I want to have, I don't know yet, I haven't decided, something like this. In which case I wouldn't worry about a closure. And you know, I do like this. First thing I'm going to work on is the image. I need to mat it with something and just jazz it up a bit. Look how perfect this piece goes. It looks like tree bark, but the issue is I don't have any more, and it's not wide enough. I do have a little piece of it. Maybe I can, just trying things out. What can I do? Otherwise, I do have this piece. This is also kind of a handmade paper effect, so maybe I can do something with this. Perhaps grunge it up a bit. Maybe get some uneven edges happening. I'm going to use some photo corners, and I have the black and I have the gold, and I'm trying to decide which one I like better, and I think I like the black better. Alright, here we have it. So I've popped some corners on, and I've backed it onto some file folder cardstock, and you can see underneath the corners, but it's fine. And I decided to add another element, just a little bit of something, and now I'm going to glue these two or three together like this. I'm going to add another piece actually. Alright, that's what I've done. I'm not sure if that made it better or worse, but it is what it is. And now I'm going to glue this piece down. Alright, so that's glued down. Now I have to work out how I'm going to do this. Alright, here's what I did. I just stitched this gold thread up here and also down here, and now I am going to glue this down first. Alright, I have glue on there, and let's see. And now I have to glue this piece down. Okay, I think that's glued down. I don't know if you can see the beautiful details properly when it's this far away. And now I left these strings here. I wonder if I should maybe finish it off with a bead or something like that. Let's see. All right, here's what I've done. I just added 3 little beads just to finish that off. And also I did the same up here. It would have been nice to have some beads on this string here. This is done now, isn't it? I've got 3 beads on there, and now I can move on. I'm just gonna finish off the front by inking the edges. Maybe I can add a bit more color just in the corners here, make it look nice and grungy, vintage. All right, and now at the back, all I'm going to do is just add this, the same thing I did at the front, and just leave it as that. Okay, and that's my back. Could do something like that, but I'm just gonna leave it for now. Okay, and I've inked the edges on the inside too, and the back and the front, and that's my cover done. Next thing I need to do, of course, is to prepare signatures for my journal, and that's going to be a little bit hard because this is an extremely large size, much larger than what we usually make, but luckily I have some large papers ready. All right, so a lot of these papers I have left over from my avocado dyeing video. So these pages are all avocado dyed, and as you can see, they are large pages. Obviously, these are much larger than my, well, not much, they're only a little bit larger than my journal, so I'll need to cut them down. And then I went ahead and looked for large pages like this. Just generally pages from large books. I've previously tea-dyed these, so that's good to have. If you don't have large pages, or if you're wondering how I got the large pages, they come from kids' scrapbook, kids things, you know, from school when they have these left over. I just tea-dye them when they bring back notebooks, you know, with empty pages, and they're large, perfect. So that's what that is. Then I also have a folder in here. Oh, I opened it to the correct page. And I have some stuff in here that I've prepared for large junk journals. So that's gonna go in there. What's this? Perfect. I mean, that can be cut up. This can also be cut up, but I would like to bind this into the book. And then when I sell the book, whoever purchases it will be able to use, you know, cut these up and do whatever. What else have we got? A map. So I'm prepared, as you can see. Even though I wasn't prepared for this video, I am prepared because I have a folder where I pop things down. What else can we use? These are single pages. All right, that's it from that folder. And then of course I can sprinkle in just some normal size, smaller pages like this. If you only have normal size pages, you can hinge them like this. So you hinge them, pop them side by side, and then you stick them together with washi tape or masking tape or fabric. You can zigzag stitch. I've done that before. What I've also done previously is glue them on top of one another. So I just pop a little bit of glue onto the page, pop another page on top, smooth it down, and then fold in half. So there's ways to do this. All right, what I'm going to do now is make some signatures. Then I'll come back when it's all done, just so you're not watching me kind of fiddling with all these papers. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I have my signatures ready, and I have 17 pages in each signature. So what I'm going to do now is, before I start binding, I want to maybe extend some pages. I want to make some pockets, like this one I'm going to make into a pocket. And this one, for example, I want to extend, so I'm going to perhaps add, not this, because this is precious, but add an extra page here and just do a zigzag stitch, and that way extend the page. So I'm going to go and do that off camera, and I'll be right back. All right, I'll quickly show you what I did. So this is my first signature, and I added a little bit of that trim that I used on the spine. I did a little tab here. I might add some more. This is one of the pages that extends, but at the back, so we'll come back to that. I did some sewing there, as you can see. This is one of the pockets I said I'm going to make, and I made this a top loading pocket, so I'm going to have a tag in there. Did sewing all around this page, added a ruffle over here, and again sewing around this page, another top loading pocket. And then this is the page that extends. You can see an extra piece of paper, so that's pretty cool. And that's all I did so far for the first signature. Second signature, same thing. Page that extends, looks really beautiful. Sewing around the edges of this page. A paper ruffle over here. a pocket, side pocket there. And then here I did something a little bit different. So this page extends down. You can see that. That's going to be the middle of my signature. And then this page extends up rather than down. Another pocket here and another little ruffle here. I just had some offcut pieces and I keep these because I love the effect of the ruffles on pages. And then here's another page that extends. Those are my 2 signatures ready to go. I really like this one as the front signature, but this is going to be my front signature and I'm going to have so much fun embellishing this. So what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to do this off camera, is bind the signatures into my book. And the reason why I'll do it off camera is because I've done it a million times before. I'm doing a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and if you don't know how to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, you can check this video out or many other videos that are on YouTube. Very simple binding method. So I'm going to do it off camera just to save time for you guys. And then when that's all bound in, I'm going to go ahead and make this journal really special. All right, I'll be right back. And there we have it. The journal has been bound, 2 signatures, 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and the signatures are nice and tight and secure. And now the next step is embellishing. I'm gonna throw everything I have at it. I went ahead and pulled out all sorts of stuff from my stash. And what I'm going to do to save time is go through and just have a look at where I want to place what. And then we will do the decorating together. And hopefully you will find the process inspiring. All right, I can already tell this is going to be a chunky monkey, which is totally fine with me. Okay, first thing that I want to do is, I really love this here, but I don't love how that's slanted. I know that's like such a minor thing, but I don't like it. It's bothering me. So I'm going to cover it, and this is what I decided to do. I want to cover that, but I don't want to cover all of this. So I'm going to pop that down. Actually, I'm just gonna do it and then you'll see what I'm doing. Alright, so I've got a little circle embellishment here. This is from my previous video, so it's nice and handy to have that ready. Here I've only glued the 3 sides down so that can be a pocket, and I'm gonna pop in a little booklet in there, just like that. And then I want to have this image. I really love this image here. This is like a journaling space, a writing spot. So I want it to be removable because what I'm trying is to keep this visible. All right, so that goes in there. And then this one, I want it to sit here. So it's kind of a little surprise when this opens up. Then you have this and then this. So it's a fun element in a journal. But I do need to secure this in place somehow. So I'm just going to create a little pocket down here. There we have it. Okay, so that's the front cover. I really like that. This opens up, then we have this which comes out, and then we have this which comes out, a little booklet, lots of little surprises. All right, so for this front page, I'm just going to add 3 pieces of ephemera. Okay, and that's the first thing you see when you open the journal. Moving along. Now on this page I have this large envelope, so what I'm going to do is just pop an extra piece of writing paper. I really wanted to use the envelope in all honesty. Perhaps it's nice to pop something in there. Alright, and it's going to be clipped onto the edge of this page. And then perhaps I can go in and add a little something. Now I'm going to leave some pages as they are. And then over here, what I had this prepared previously. It's a bookmark, and thankfully it fits perfectly into this pocket. This is why it's always nice to have a little stash of things that are already done and ready to go. This was done in a video. This was part of the things that were done in a particular video. So I'm just going to glue that down, just as a little embellishment. Looks like a little scroll. Moving along. What did I want to do here? Okay, so I want to cover this. So I'm just going to glue. This is cool. It's got gold lettering on it. I'm just going to glue this down. Yep. There we go. That's done. I don't know. I just felt like covering the text. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I don't. Okay. Was that scary? It looked like a little baby snake in there. This is what I want to do on this page. I just really want to do this. Probably easier to do with a needle. I have this massive needle. I don't even know where I got this needle. So I'm just going to use the needle, makes it easier. Or does it? Yes, it does. There we go, just weave that through. Such a simple little effect, but it's such a simple thing to do, but a nice effect. I might tie some knots. How cool does this look? So simple, so effective, and even goes so well with this. Like, looks like a cottage vibe. All right, I'm gonna glue this down, and there we go, done. That was a little bit tedious gluing each leaf down, but it's a beautiful effect. So moving right along. What do we have here? I hang it over the top, just like that. Just some little pieces of paper and bits and bobs. Wraps over the top of the page. Just a bit of fun. All right, what do we have here? Oh yes, something really simple, but effective. And it's giving me an autumn vibe. And so I'm going to use red staples. I colored these using Sharpies. How cool does that look? It's just so simple, such a simple little thing to do. And now, what do I have over here? I want to add a border, just to beautify it. Maybe I can add these pieces of ephemera here, or perhaps over here. This is a decoupage napkin onto a file folder. All right, perfect. And I can pop something in there as well. All right. Now this one here, this page can be cut up and whatnot, so I'm not adding anything to it. And now we're going to do this again, and done. All right, moving along. Okay, so this is an envelope I have made, probably in a video. Maybe we can pop some little things in there. None of those things fit, so change of plans, just so there's something in the envelope. And then that's going to be draped over the side of that page. Lovely. Keep going. Okay, what do we have here? Nice and simple. This is a washi tape bookmark that was also done in video. I've got all of these things because I do tutorials on, for videos and stuff, and then I have things made, and it just helps. And not only that, like I just love to make things, obviously. That looks nice. And what do I have here? I have a sticker I'm going to pop on there. Beautiful. And then this was done in a tutorial, hidden paper clip. So there's a paper clip in there. I'm gonna link the video up there and in the description box. It's a hidden paper clip. So basically we're just going to pop it on the page, so it can be on the side or top, doesn't matter. And then whatever you pop inside, it's like adding a paper clip, just clipping a piece of something, but you're using this beautiful embellishment. And then on this side, this was from a quilting magazine, and I backed that onto some tea-dyed paper, another journaling spot, and I think I was planning to pop that in there. Lovely. And then this one, this was also, okay, I'm gonna stop saying this was done in a video. I think you get the point. A lot of these things were done in tutorials, and I always like to have lots of examples to show you. There we have it. Now this one here, this actually came out of a journal that I purchased a while ago. So this was probably some sort of a printable, and I think it goes beautifully in this journal. So into the journal it goes. All right, now this one here, I love paper ruffles, and sometimes I do the paper ruffles directly on the page, and sometimes I glue it onto the page, which is what I'm doing right now. I also have a video on making rolls of paper ruffles, and then this came off a roll, and then you can just grab whatever you need. That was a very popular video, so you might have seen it. If not, I'm gonna link it up there and in the description box. And sometimes, to be honest, I'm not sure if I'm wasting my time linking all these things, but I'll do it anyway. Oh, here we go, another idea from a video. This is a corner bookmark, so you're supposed to move it through the book as you're using. You can use it in the book you're reading, but anyway, on it goes. Okay, over here, this also came from a video that I've already mentioned. This one here, these little paper scroll looking things, and all the things that you can do with them. And that's a little bag, and I've put some little things in there, and now I'm going to clip it. In case if you're wondering why all this clipping of things into the journal, When I make journals, I like to clip in a lot of things rather than glue a lot of stuff all over the pages, because I imagine that other people use journals the way that I use journals. So for example, a journal that I purchased, I like to purchase journals for my own personal writing, I suppose. What am I going to do with this? Here we go. Anyway, when I purchase journals, and just like in this example here, this was clipped onto a page. And I used up and I wrote throughout the whole journal, and I didn't use this piece. So I put this piece in my stash. But usually I will also move things around. For example, I might want this page over here. I don't know, you know. So rather than gluing and making things stuck on a particular page, I like to clip them in. And that way, if you know, you can also use the whole page for writing. I don't think that needed that a long explanation, but this Edith Holden page there. But anyway, that's why all the clipping of the things. So you can see here the paper ruffle, as I was saying before, sometimes I like to directly go onto the page and sew it on, and other times I like to do it in advance. All right, beautiful. Okay, what have I got here? A little pocket. So I promised I'll stop saying about how I've done things in the tutorial, so I'm not going to say it for this one. All I'm going to say is that I have a playlist of making ephemera for journals, so you will see all of these things in that playlist. All right, this little girl, should she go in there? Yes. This image here came out of a fashion book from the 80s, so I really doubt anyone would want to read that fashion book, but you know, you never know. I mean, the 80s fashion. Let's just move on from the 80s fashion. This here, I made this quickly, and it's just like a little ephemera folio thing. It's got 3 pockets. I know you can't see one of them back there. There we have it. That's what that is, full of little stuff inside. And I'm just going to clip it down here on the bottom of the page, and that can be moved around and whatnot. Moving along. Okay, here I have a few different things. These are all images from magazines. So, you know, I don't use printables, you know, unless I happen to have some printables in my stash from when I get Happy Mail or whatnot, in which case I will use printables. So I don't use printables because not because I have anything against them, but because I refuse to use them. That's the reason why. I don't have a printer. I could get one. All right, so we're not going to do the thing here, clearly. We're just going to skip over that. Keep going. Here's another one. Also an image from probably one of those scrapbooking books. Victorian scrapbook, that type of a book. Clip that up there. And then this beautiful handmade paper envelope. And now I have to try and figure out what I'm going to put in there. This will fit in there. Walt Whitman, is it? All right, so that's going to go in there. I really could see these 2 paper clips now visible. I don't like that, so let's do this. I mean, I could keep adding and adding, but then I'm going to really make this really chunky, and it's going to be chunky as it is. Okay, this is just a beautiful scrapbook paper image. I'm going to go bankrupt buying these paper clips by the look of it. Really love this look, you know. I haven't done this before. This type of thing and this type of thing. I just love it. And then it's all layered and beautiful. You can see all the pages. What have we got here? Oh yes, I remember. I was going to pop that there so that when you're turning pages, you can see that, even though it's 2 pages away. All right, excellent. That looks beautiful there. Not doing anything here. I'm getting towards the end, and I think I decided I've had enough. I'm gonna pop that in there, and just 2 stickers right there. Maybe we'll have that out a little bit slanted like that. Moving along. Oh, okay, so this is a large, same as the one at the front. My goodness, how chunky and cool is this? Same as that one. Also from some book. And then I, backed it onto some tie-dye paper. So that's a beautiful piece. That's going to be clipped in there. And another one of these envelopes. I'm going to put a writing page in there. I only had 2 of these large envelopes, and they were waiting for the perfect project, and this is the perfect project. So I've been hoarding them for a little while, but no more. Woo! Are we there yet? We are indeed. What do we want to do at the back? Maybe something like this would be nice here at the back, but you know what? I really don't want to hide this. I really love that effect. So all I'm going to do is add this little thing, handmade by Natasha from Treasure Box. Let's pop it there. Oh my goodness, look what I did. It's really bugging me now. I wonder if I can hide it somehow. Maybe I can do one of these stickers. These are from the washi tape shop and they clearly always come in handy. Am I making it worse? That was the decision I made and I'm sticking to it. All right, let's see. So it is gaping a little bit. I know you can't see, but that's probably how much it gapes. And I decided not to have a closure. So, you know, I knew this was going to happen when I added all the things I wanted to add. And I'm quite okay with the gapage, if I'm being quite honest. All right, so that's the back, beautiful spine. I'm actually really excited about this journal and how it came out. Let's have one final look at this beauty. All right, so this is our cover, front cover. Just added some pieces there. I'm not going to actually say what I did because we've just done it together. All right, that's in there and then that's in there. So a little booklet in there. And then over here, this journal belongs to, that's on the first page, a tab in the same material as the spine. And in all honesty, probably could have used more of the tabs throughout. Here is a large envelope and inside a tea dyed or piece of paper. And this here is avocado dyed paper. I think I probably already mentioned that. And this vintage page and beautiful sewing on the edges and all sorts of effects. Here is a vintage map page and a pocket over here with this beautiful tag. This came from a book, and then I just stamped the butterfly images, and of course it's backed onto tea-dyed paper. The whole idea of this endeavor is the writing process, and visual journaling could be visual journaling. So a page like this, for example, you can do collage on. Journaling doesn't have to be just writing. Also, same as here, I actually like this page just the way it is. I mean, if I came across this page while I'm journaling, I would write in the white spaces here, and like that could be part of the design of the page. You know, you have all this writing all around this tree. So that's what this is all about. Doesn't have to be just writing. So here, the reason why I covered it, I wanted to create more journaling space, and that's why I'm talking about all of this, because the whole idea is journaling, 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 and it could just be a writing journaling, it could be journaling in a visual kind of way, where you're just sticking things down, you're collaging. This is a little booklet. I think it was Tracy Fox who has a tutorial on these little booklets. I'm not entirely sure, because I'm trying to talk about the whole point of this thing, because I'm looking at this as I'm making and stapling little leaves and putting stickers down and putting a little paper ruffle. I'm looking at it from a perspective of a person who's never seen this kind of thing before. I'm imagining that I stumbled upon a channel, never heard of junk journaling before, and I'm thinking to myself, why is she putting all this, like clipping all this stuff in? And why is she doing this? Like, why is she doing it? What is the point of this? What is the point of that? And that's why I'm talking about all of this. The point of all of these things is to stimulate you visually, because not everyone is a fan of an empty page. Most people aren't. I mean, I don't have a problem with an empty page or a blank page, but I really love this kind of thing as well. So you can have different journals for different purposes. This would be my writing journal, then I have an art journal, then I have a glue book and all sorts of stuff, you know. Hidden paper clip there, here's a sticker, and then also hidden, the paper clip thing is at the back as well. And this is a journaling spot, because again, we're creating space for journaling. So for example, on this page, you could use the map for something. You could use this page as a canvas, and it's already got prints on it. It's not white, so you can go ahead and put some gesso and do some sketching, or you can do collage, gluing, or you can just glue something like this down, just a piece of paper, and use it as journaling. So the whole idea is that you are stimulated to journal, to get your thoughts out, to work through your struggles, issues, daily life things, right? In here, it's a little bag and then a tea-dyed page, more journaling. The journal that I'm using at the moment is exactly like this. So I journal every morning. That's my new thing that I'm trying out. So, and I journal on whatever is available. So for example, this might be 2 days of journaling. This might be yesterday, and then I write here today. And then the following morning, let's say I'm going to write in there as well. And then, you know, if I have a full page like this, I'm going to use up the full page. I'm going to challenge myself, and I'm going to do morning pages. This is a corner bookmark. Morning pages, if you haven't heard of that, from The Artist's Way. I think the book is called by, oh my goodness, Cameron, oh my goodness, I forgot who the book is by. The Artist's Way, very popular book. She talks about morning pages. It was her, she was the first one who came up with the morning pages, I'm pretty sure. And now everyone's talking about morning pages. Basically, it's when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do before you start scrolling, which I do the scrolling first, if I'm being honest. But in any case, you sit down and you're supposed to fill a page, or 3 pages, I think she says, with just random musings. Anything at all that comes to mind. But the point is, you get it all out of your head. So it doesn't have to be any spectacular, big ideas that you're writing down. It can just be a stream of consciousness, and that's what it is. So you could be writing about big life goals, and then the next thing you might say, oh, I really need to wash the windows. After I pick up the kids from school today, I'm going to wash the dishes, and then I'm going to look at my life goals. You know, this, I'm not doing this very well in this video, trying to explain what morning pages are, but basically it's a stream of consciousness, and you're getting your thoughts out. Worries, any thoughts, it doesn't matter. There's no rules. You just get anything that happens to go into your head, you get it out on the paper. They are incredibly boring to read, and you're not supposed to be reading them after you write them, but I like to read them sometimes, especially years later. I remember about 10, 11, 12 years ago, many years ago, I was doing morning pages, and I recently had a look at some of the morning pages I did from that then, and I was writing about this particular person at work that was really, I remember being really triggered by this person. I have no idea why. And I was writing about it, and now it's quite funny because I don't even remember what this person's name was. Well, it was written obviously in the morning pages, but even now I can't remember it anymore. But at the time it was so important, it was so big in my life, it was huge, you know, and I had felt the need to get it out in my morning pages. I'm rambling. I am, aren't I? Let's just do some ASMR. Hello. Would you like to write on this? You can write here at the back. Look at the detail. Okay, you have to let me know in the comments, did you like totally hate that, or did you actually enjoy it? Because apparently it's either or. Some people love the whole ASMR thing and it gives them goosebumps and whatnot. Okay, this one has also a large piece of writing paper in it. And yeah, so some people love the ASMR and some people hate it. So you have to let me know what you think about this journal, this project, the ASMR, anything at all. You have to let me know in the comments down below. Just get it out, okay? Or maybe you should reserve that for the morning pages. I'm not sure. Tell me about morning pages. Have you done morning pages before? Have you heard about it? How do you find the experience? I am doing a 30 days challenge that I just made up for myself. I decided, Natasha, you're going to do this challenge. And I'm journaling every morning. And I'm going to do it for 30 days and see what happens. I want to see if like it's going to massively change my life, which I know it won't because I've done it before, but I'm finding that I'm looking forward to it every single morning. And sometimes I do it as a stream of consciousness, morning pages, and sometimes I just talk about yesterday's events and what happened. So that's all unrelated to this project, but it's kind of related because that's what this is all about. If you are a person who stumbled upon this video, you have no idea what is happening here, that's what this is all about. It could be for you, maybe it's not for you. It either is or it isn't. It doesn't have to be for everyone. So you're either going to really love it and be inspired by all of this, or you're going to think we're gone completely crazy, which perhaps we have. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.